As the world's premier naval expeditionary force in readiness, the United States Marine Corps is our nation's certain force of choice in an uncertain world. Trained and equipped to execute missions across the full range of military operations, forward postured with the fleet to deter conflict and respond to crisis anytime, anywhere, the Fleet Marine Force, acting as an extension of the fleet, will be the first on the scene, first to help, first to contain a brewing crisis, and, if required to do so, first to fight.
Logistics Command plays a key role in their ability to operationally maneuver within their battle space. We are the connective tissue, not at the tactical level, but at the operational level, plugging in between the strategic and the tactical level, enabling them to maneuver their forces as freely as possible within the theater.
From depot-level maintenance to strategic pre-positioning support, supply and distribution, LOGCOM works to influence, coordinate, and execute strategies that support the sustainment of Marine Corps ground weapon systems throughout the various phases of a weapon system's lifecycle.
We provide that communication between the acquisition community and the fleet as well, bringing the sustainment expertise of LOGCOM in support of those weapon systems. Because 90% of the decisions about sustainment is made upfront and early in the acquisition process.
With a sustained global presence in nearly every theater of operations, Marine Corps Logistics Command supports the Fleet Marine Force, enabling joint force partnership, persistence, and forward operations wherever and whenever they are called to do so. Headquartered in Albany, Georgia, Marine Corps Logistics Command is comprised of 3 subordinate commands: Marine Depot Maintenance Command, Marine Force Storage Command, and Blunt Island Command. Operationally aligned to Deputy Commandant, Installations and Logistics, the command maintains, repairs, delivers, and pre-positions critical material, equipment, and support to the Marines where they need it most.
Logistics Command supports the FMF, and you think of the FMF as 180,000 people globally dispersed, and they need a lot of equipment. If you're a Marine and you go somewhere in a crisis, the equipment that you're going to use is going to come off a ship or out of a cave or out of a warehouse because of operational level logistics.
Co-located with the operating forces at home stations around the world with access to elite global supply chain networks, Marine Corps Logistics Command manages the consolidated inventories of individual combat equipment needed to provide every Marine the equipment they require for training and for combat operations.
Globally, we have nearly 57 sites in 21 geographic locations all over the world. In a 24-hour period, there's only like 4 hours that we're actually not servicing a Marine. Anything from enhanced combat helmets to the plate carriers, to the SAPI plates, to water reserves, sleeping bags, anything that that unit will be needing, we can provide for them at any of the IAFs worldwide.
On land and at sea, Marine Corps Logistics Command stores equipment for training, crisis response, and major combat operations around the world. Whether aboard the ships of the Maritime Preposition Fleet, inside the caves of the Marine Corps Prepositioning Program in Norway, or on the lot of the MU Augmentation Program in Kuwait.
So we have a significant impact on Marine Corps operations around the globe with the Maritime Prepositioning Program. That program consists of 3 large branches, 2 ashore locations, and our float piece. And they're significant because they impact tactical, operational, and strategic level missions required for that equipment around the globe.
When a ship comes in and it offloads, every single piece of gear gets taken off that ship. And everything needs to be inspected, inventoried, the maintenance is done.
When we download an MPF ship, we're talking anywhere from 15,000 to 20,000 assets. And we have a team of contracted workforce, civilian workforce, and Marines that turn that equipment around in less than 90 days to make sure it's properly maintained, it's ready, and it's ready to support the fight. By maintaining readiness of the MPF assets that are assigned to the ships, this allows the MACTF to deploy in support of crisis or contingency and immediately fall in on gear that's ready for wartime operations.
Marine Corps Logistics Command's 19 million square feet of organic storage space ensures this equipment ranging from crew-served weapons, small arms, engineering equipment, and communication assets to fully armored combat-ready vehicles are maintained and ready for use in times of crisis or conflict.
We're basically a meth's worth of equipment here. So about a 25% of the Marine Corps' inventory, $7 billion of assets here, so a pretty large breadth of what we have to account for and take care of.
So our mission is to receive, store, and issue military equipment. And our responsibility of that is to maintain the equipment as it is when we get it. We prevent degradation, if you will. Try to ensure that the serviceability remains high and that the gear is ready to deploy in a moment's notice.
The Marine Corps is counting on us to maintain a tremendous amount of assets, ready to issue at any time.
So just by storage capacity alone and all of the security requirements that go into safeguarding and managing that volume of equipment, no one else, the Marine Corps, has that sheer capacity.
Every asset is critical and it's always needed, whether or not it's for a training session or whether or not it's to go to war. So we always have to be in a ready state and we always have to be very flexible.
Whenever and wherever the Marine Corps is on the move, LOGCOM is there when it matters most to make sure the equipment and supplies needed by our Corps remains in sight, on time, and ready to execute on delivery. With over 20 permanent and on-call locations, Marine Corps Logistics Command tracks equipment and supplies as they move through the Department of Defense distribution network, unclogging bottlenecks, managing traffic, and making sure equipment is delivered to units in need at the right time in the right place.
Prior to coming to LOGCOM, I had no idea how valuable LOGCOM was to our success as an organization, as a service. When I think about logistics, I do think of LOGCOM in many facets, whether you're talking about how we move the cargo through the pipeline, how we coordinate it, but more so how we're able to integrate, synchronize, and create the synergy necessary to get that cargo downrange in a timely manner so that combatant commander have additional decision space.
From capacity management in transit and total asset visibility, Marine Corps Logistics Command provides the overall transportation and distribution insight and control Marines need to plan and execute their missions. As the Air Clearance Authority and container manager for the Marine Corps, LOGCOM carries out oversight and management to validate inventories and de-conflict logistics requirements for high-priority cargo movements.
Our job as distribution process managers here at the LOGCOM level is to ensure that everything that the Marine Corps sends to those nodes is actually going through smoothly and without issue.
Another arm that we have is our distribution process advocacy role. What we do is place senior distribution experts at strategic nodes, and what they do is ensure that our cargo is uploaded in a timely manner and moved through the pipeline seamlessly to those combatant spaces.
As the Marine Corps' only organic depot-level maintenance capability, Marine Corps Logistics Command repairs the Corps' ground combat equipment to sustain the combat readiness of the operating forces.
We repair equipment beyond the capability of the organic fleet Marine Force. And we do it in a manner which allows them to maintain a high state of readiness that allows them to fight and win our nation's wars against any pacing threat.
Equipped with the state-of-the-art depot maintenance capability, they provide the strategic advantage the Corps needs to rebuild, refurbish, and modernize ground combat weapon systems, extending their lifespan and ensuring Marines have reliable equipment to bring the fight and win.
Number one reason that we implement new technologies in the depot is to increase the throughput through the depot. Every day that a piece of equipment is in maintenance, it's not in the fleet. So we want to reduce the repair cycle time, get the throughput through, and get that vehicle back to the Marine as fast as possible.
We'll have lots of maintenance battalions reach out to us. Well, we can't get this part, or how are you handling this issue when you see it at the depot? Those are the types of maintenance solutions that we provide back to them. And if they're not able to find the type of parts that they need, or whether we need to 3D print something, or if we need to look at maybe fabricating something in-house at our depot to ship to them to ensure that that need is met, that's what we do.
We have the capability to work on 400 different line items, which range in scope from rifles to radios, up to and including robots and heavy equipment.
All the ground equipment that the Marine Corps possesses, for the most part, runs through our production plants.
One of the unique things we have the ability to do. We can stop and turn on a dime and build what's needed when it's needed.
We're flexible, we can go outside the fence line and perform maintenance activities throughout the world. And we've done that in the past, and we can do it in the future.
I want to have the best piece of equipment coming out of this depot that it possibly can, knowing that our equipment has zero question when it goes out, knowing that it absolutely has that possibility to save a life no matter what happened to it.
Every day, the Marines, civilians, and contractors of Marine Corps Logistics Command go to work to ensure our Marine Corps is ready to respond to our nation's call.
When you think about Logistics Command, there is a range of responsibilities, there is a range of mission essential tasks that LOGCOM has to meet. And without the diversity of personnel, we wouldn't be able to meet those requirements to support the Fleet Marine Force.
The workforce here is very special. This is where people really do things. This is where the deck plates are. And people know how to do things. They know how to solve problems. They know how to work with each other. You have to be accountable. And our workforce is extremely accountable.
Logistics Command, just like any other command in the Marine Corps, personnel are the center of gravity. The Commandant said it, it's no different here, right? The 300 Marines we have, the 2,400 civilians and 1,800 contractors, it is absolutely a team effort. And without the personnel, LOGCOM doesn't exist. It's just that simple.
LOGCOM is committed to Marine Corps readiness. It is this commitment that provides a ready, efficient, and controlled source of technical competence that guarantees the Marine Corps immediate combat power and protects our long-term readiness viability.
Quality is key. We have to ensure that not only what we're doing is of quality and the business and our operations are done in the most efficient and effective manner, but it's also when we hand the service over or when we hand the product over to the customer, are they too satisfied? Are they getting what they expected and possibly even more than what they expected?
And when they do need us, we're ready because we're always managing our business to be able to provide what's needed when it's needed for the fight tonight.
The warfighters are out there in foreign places all over the globe, and they're counting on us here at LOGCOM to produce and make sure we give them what they need to fight and train.
Every Marine that is potentially or going to be placed in harm's way, knowing that we're fulfilling our mission so that they can fulfill theirs.
As you come through our gates and you see this big motto that we have on the front of our building, it says to our employees, what you do is important. Every day a Marine's life depends on it. And I hold that dear to my heart because it's true.
That's essentially what it's all about, making sure that we provide exactly what the warfighter needs, when they need it, and that it works, so that they're not worried about being able to have what they need to maintain and take the fight to the enemy.